Hello. Over the next few days, the world's financial, economic, industrial and political leaders will be meeting in the small Swiss town of Davos. They'll be looking at the World Economic Forum and talking about the issues that really matter to the global economy at the moment. It's an annual gathering. It sets the global agenda. To discuss it with me today is Tristan Hanson, the head of asset allocation at Ashburton Investments International. Tristan, good day to you.
Good day. Hi, Stephen.
The World Economic Forum has tried to put the themes of environment and healthcare front and centre. That almost seems to be predicated on an assumption that the global economic crisis is over. Do you think they're being a bit too optimistic?
No, I think it's 5 years now since the Lehman crisis, and the world is accelerating. We expect stronger growth in 2014, and so I think it's right to focus on some of these longer-term structural issues, which are going to be very important for the future. As you say, healthcare, technology, science, demographics, these are all going to be huge issues over the coming decades.
What sort of signs should we be looking at to look at the health of the global economy right now? I mean, everyone looked at the sort of property market for a long time because it sort of started there, the rot, if you like. What are the sort of indicators you look at on a day-to-day basis that can sort of tell us where we are?
Well, the standard measure is GDP growth, so that is accelerating. But I think a big issue now, particularly in the developed world, is getting unemployment down. And this is one issue that I think is going to be very important at Davos next week, is the idea of can growth actually generate jobs, and what's the role in technology and also the global labour market.
When we look at trying to create jobs, this seems to be something that's been very difficult for economies to do. Are there sort of structural reasons, in your view, structural issues, that are actually holding it back, that are actually making sure that jobs aren't being created? I mean, are there any quick fixes at all here?
I think it's difficult to think of quick fixes, really. It's a bit of a structural issue. I think it will take time. We had a very profound global crisis, the worst since the Great Depression. It takes time, as a lot of research has shown, to grow out of these crises. But I think ultimately it will happen. Inflation is still low around the world in most places, which is a good thing because it means policymakers can still look to stimulate the economy, central banks in particular. And really, what a lack of jobs is telling us is we need more demand, more growth. There are no problems supplying the world, we just need that demand.
Around the world, there are sort of differing views on environmentalism. You see in Germany, millions of people have solar panels now. You start to see some of them in Johannesburg, of course. Do you think that environmental issues are that important in places like China, the rest of the developing world? They have huge pollution. But are issues around environmentalism beginning to become more important from an economic point of view?
Definitely, and you see that in China, in the terrible pollution levels, which have been getting worse in recent years. The emphasis to try and move away from coal. Drive for clean energy generally. In the UK, renewable subsidies is a very live issue because people's energy prices have been going up. So this is a key issue that's going to be with us for many years to come.
These talks like Davos, forums like Davos always have, and particularly the World Economic Forum, they have set-piece events. You have speeches, discussions, debates. But there's also a lot of talking on the sidelines. It's who bumps into who in the pub. And sometimes things come out of that. What for you, you'll be watching it closely, what for you is the sort of first prize that could come out of Davos?
Well, I think Davos is all about global collaboration, so that's going to be a key aspect. Any news perhaps on some of these trade deals around the world which are in progress? I think the technology issues relating to the role of technology and jobs is very important. I think also this year, I think there could be more focus perhaps on an emerging market angle. Emerging market growth has been a bit disappointing over the last few years, and as have emerging market stock markets generally. So keen to hear from leaders in emerging market companies, and see what they have to say over the next week.
Tristan Hanson, the head of asset allocation at Ashburton Investments International. Thank you very much.
Thank you.